All right, guys, we're going to jump right into our next guest, keeping on schedule. And it is Mr. Steve Boilard, and he is going to be reading The Haunted Palace.
Ooh.
And Steve is an author as well. Poe's Last Lament, A Dying Wish, or A Dying Wish is a separate book. And he has just been on as one of our Gothic guests back
Good.
in February. So anything, I
Yes.
mean, Stephen, please feel free to add anything else to your introduction.
I have such a voluminous list of accomplishments. We only have 10 minutes. Yeah,
It's okay.
that's fine. I'm a retired guy and I'm so happy to be part of this.
Yes. Oh, we're very excited for you to be a part of this as
Mhm.
well. Love your coat. That is amazing. Like,
Oh, this whole thing? Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
in the in the period of the time that we're reading, and the
Yes.
skull with the candle. That is amazing. I love
Mhm.
it. Love it.
Very, very in character, and we love it, and we can't wait for it. And we
Yes.
are wonderfully excited to have Steve join the Six Degrees of Poe community, and he's been one of the great inspirations for a lot of us. So
Yes.
hopefully he'll stick around for a while. And Steve, have at it and have fun.
Well,
Yes.
thank you very much. Again, I appreciate the opportunity and all you folks are doing. Um, I've chosen, probably somewhat foolishly, The Haunted Castle, um, which was first published in April of 1839 when Poe was only 19 years old. So, this is what he accomplished at 19, and I have undergarments older than that. Um, but a few months later, he took this same story and republished it as part of Fall of the House of Usher, which you probably know. And I think the similarity of the themes of the poem itself and of the Fall of the House of Usher is pretty evident. It's a fairly short poem, so we'll be able to yield plenty of time to the next person. This is my first Poe book it's published in 1938. I picked it up in the 1980s at a used bookstore in Santa Barbara, and I will read from it, The Haunted Castle. Oh, and I'm using a bookmark which comes from Cheryl Joseph, who was the winner of last year's one of the winners of last year's Saturday Visitor Awards. And I keep this as inspiration because I'm really hoping that that Poe's Last Lament will see similar kinds of notoriety this year at Poe's Fest. So, The Haunted Palace. And actually, let me even be a little professorial here. In the greenest of our valleys, by good angels tenanted, once a fair and stately palace, radiant palace, reared its head. In the monarch thought's dominion, it stood there. Never seraph spread opinion over fabric half so fair. Banners yellow, glorious, golden, on its roof did float and flow. This, all this, was in the olden time long ago. And every gentle air that dallied in that sweet day, along the ramparts, plumed and pallid, a winged odor went away. Wanderers in that happy valley through two luminous windows saw spirits moving musically to a lute's well-tuned law. Round about a throne where, sitting, porphyrogene, in a state his glory well befitting, the ruler of the realm was seen. And all with pearl and ruby glowing was the fair palace door, through which came flowing, 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 and sparkling evermore, a troop of echoes whose sweet duty was but to sing, in voices of surpassing beauty, the wit and wisdom of their king. But evil things, in robes of sorrow, assailed the monarch's high estate. Ah, let us mourn, for never morrow shall dawn upon him desolate. And round about his home, the glory that blushed and bloomed is but a dim remembered story of the old time entombed. And travelers now within that valley, through the red litten windows, see vast forms that move fantastically to a discordant melody, while, like a ghastly rapid river, through the pale door, a hideous throng rush out and forever and laugh, but smile no more. And that's it.
Hey.
Woohoo! Love it, love it. And
That's not too early to be drinking, is it?
No,
no,
and
it's never too early.
as I mentioned, I'm in Las Vegas, so I don't think there's a time limit here at all. So,
It's 5 o'clock somewhere, one of Alan
Yeah.
Jackson's favorite times. And Steve, we got a couple of questions, a couple of comments that's being made on the chat. A lot of people have been saying how wonderful our people have been so far. Dr. Jeff did an excellent reading. But Cheryl asked Steve, well, first of all, she said, thank you for the shout out for the
Of
bookmark and
course.
everything. And she asked that there was some question as to who authored The Haunted Palace, and she wants to know if you can discuss a little bit about that.
The nefarious Rufus Griswold, who we all have on our dartboards down in our basements. Griswold had accused Poe of plagiarizing Longfellow's The Beleaguered City with his poem. And Poe, in turn, accused Longfellow of plagiarizing Poe's work. They were both published about the same time in 1839. It's interesting that the Longfellow story, The Beleaguered City, he rhymes Prague with vague, which I think should be a punishable offense right there. But the two stories, there is a similarity in that both of these stories supposedly are metaphors for a person's mind going crazy. And Longfellow's is set in Prague, and it's the city that's kind of crumbling, going insane. And in Poe's case, it's this castle. But other than that, they're very different stories. And the way I think about it is, two people can come up with poems on similar themes independently without it being plagiarism. But that's my take on it. I don't think it'll ever be resolved to anyone's complete satisfaction.
yeah.
Not unless somebody seances somebody or somebody meets them in the afterlife. I don't think it'll ever be answered.
And Carmen's in the right
travel.
place. Carmen's in the right place, in the right room, maybe, to figure that out.
That's right. Yes.
You should have Poe pop in and say, "Hey, I know you." Okay.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Supposedly the ghost that is supposed to haunt this room takes the pillows and throws them on the floor. Haven't seen that yet, so we'll see what happens when
we probably have that same ghost around our house then, because the pillows are always on the floor. But,
gosh.
it's funny as a cat. The one other thing I'll say about this story is, if the title sounds familiar, it was a Roger Corman movie. It's the title of a Roger Corman movie in 1963. And the interesting thing about it, we all know that Corman did a number of those Poe-themed stories. This movie, The Haunted Palace, has nothing to do with a Poe poem. Instead, it's actually based on an H.P. Lovecraft story, The Case of Charles Dexter Ward. And so apparently what happened is the producers, the studio, which I think was American International, came to Corman and said, hey, let's use a Poe title for your movie because everybody really wants to see your Poe movies. So it has a Poe title with no Poe story.
Yeah. And I think the poem is read at the beginning, if I remember correctly.
Yes, or at the end. Yeah.
Yeah, one of the two. Yeah. And yeah, but it's a good film. I did enjoy it. Yep. Absolutely. Well, Steve, what have you got in the works for coming up for you?
Couple of things. As I mentioned, my latest little short story has been submitted for the Saturday Visitor Awards. So I'm looking forward to being out at Poe Fest and seeing everyone there. And who knows what the judges will decide, but that'll be fun. I'm I just finished my first novel, and just finished the manuscript, and it's now going into proofing. So we'll see where that goes. And probably the most important thing I'm doing right now is I'm finishing IF Athena. And every night, I fall asleep at 10 o'clock every night, no matter what. And 10 minutes before I get my chapter of IF Athena. And so I'm looking forward to seeing how that ends.
Awesome.
Shout
Yeah,
out,
it's
shout out
great.
to Holly Knightley.
Yes. Yes.
It's
The
Holly
book,
Knightley's wonderful Eye of Athena can be found on Amazon.com. So if you haven't checked it out, go ahead and try it out.
yes.
And
Steve's
Cheryl
books,
said, "Thanks for the explanation, Steve." She's happy you said it and let everybody know about that,
Yep.
you
yes.
know, Longfellow debacle.
Yes. Gina, you need to write an essay, The Longfellow Debacle.
I think I will.
Yes, but Steve's
Sounds like
books
a
can
plan.
also be found on Amazon. And so please go
Mhm.
check out his work. We talked a little bit about Poe's Last Lament when he joined
Mhm.
us for Poe discussions, and
Mhm.
it is amazing. I loved the story.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
So,
It's great.
yes, but
And
Steve, thank you so much for joining us
yes.
today. Loved your reading. It was amazing.
Mhm.
Thank
Yep.
you. And I look forward to hearing everything else for the rest of the day.
All right.
Wonderful.
Great.
Thanks, Steve.
All right,
We'll
thank
see
you.
you soon. We'll see you soon.
Bye.
All right. Bye-bye.